Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live in. Let's take a look at some college football, specifically the transfer portal and some of the bigger name quarterbacks who have transferred. Yesterday, former Oklahoma Sooners quarterback Caleb Williams transferring to USC. I wanted to go somewhere that I thought would provide me with the best development both on and off the field. Williams told ESPN adding, getting to know Coach Riley and getting familiarity with his offense definitely played a part in my selection, as well as already knowing some of the guys on the team. So yes, Caleb Williams reunited with his coach Lincoln Riley from Oklahoma. Caleb Williams was a super freshman last year. Was getting Heisman chance during games. Didn't win the Heisman, but was prolific in his time. So I thought, let's take a look at him and 9 others, so 10 total quarterbacks who've had fairly prolific college careers, who have transferred to new schools this offseason, starting with the aforementioned Caleb Williams. Of course, had an amazing freshman year, took over the quarterbacking duties from Spencer Rattler at Oklahoma. If we look at his numbers for the year, he played in 11 games, completing 64.5% of his passes, 21 touchdown passes, and 4 interceptions. Had one of the best quarterback efficiencies in the nation. Next, we got the new Oklahoma quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, transferring from UCF to Oklahoma. Was injured last year, only played in 3 games, but total with UCF, keep getting that wrong, UCF, 70 touchdown passes to just 14 interceptions and 8,037 yards. Next, we got Spencer Rattler. Rattler benched by the Sooners, not like he was playing awful, just wasn't necessarily finishing drives. Was the Heisman favorite entering last season. He is transferred to South Carolina. Let's take a look at his numbers. Rattler last season completed 74.9% of his passes, which is excellent, but barely had over a 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. The previous year, 4-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Next, we got Adrian Martinez, transferring from Nebraska to Kansas State. Martinez, for his college career, has thrown 45 touchdowns, 8,495 yards, while also rushing for 35 touchdowns, including 13 rushing touchdowns last season. Here we got Bo Nix, who had moments of greatness and moments of inconsistency while at Auburn. He is transferred to Oregon for his college career with Auburn. He has 39 touchdown passes, 6 interceptions, slightly less than a 60 completion percentage. Had nearly a 4-to-1 touchdown interception rate last season. Here we got Keaton Slovis, formerly of USC. He is now taking the place of Kenny Pickett at Pitt. Big shoes to fill. Pickett should be a first-round pick. Slovis, while at USC, started off excellent. As you see, as a freshman, 30 touchdown passes, just 9 interceptions. Hasn't been the case recently. Worst season of his 3 years last year, 11 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. Completion percentage has dropped each year. Rating has dropped each year. Let's see if Slovis can rebound in his final year with Pitt. Next, we got Casey Thompson. Sorry, let me fix this. Casey Thompson is transferring from Texas to TCU, so staying in the state. Thompson, while with the Longhorns, 24 touchdowns and 9 interceptions last year, completing 63.2% of his passes. So it was a solid season, but the Longhorns were one of the nation's biggest disappointments. He is moving on. Our eighth guy we are naming is Michael Penix Jr., formerly of Indiana, now on the Washington. He is transferred to Washington. Not a very good year last year for Penix Jr. In 2019 and 20, he combined for 24 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Indiana was one of the nation's biggest surprises in 2020. Got hurt last year and struggled before he did. Just 4 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. Ninth, we got Zach Calzada, formerly of Texas A&M, now a Auburn Tiger. We look at his collegiate numbers while at Texas A&M. Last year was really his first year getting a lot of duty. Threw for 2,185 yards and 17 touchdowns. Not very accurate, 56.3%. Let's see what he can do taking over for Bo Nix at Auburn. And last, we got Jaden DeLaura, formerly of Washington State. He is now going to be playing for the Arizona Wildcats. Let's look at DeLaura's numbers while at Washington State. 2,802 yards last season, completed 63.4% of his passes for 23 scores. So there we have it. 10 of the more prolific quarterbacks to change schools in the transfer portal this season. Who do you expect to have the most production? Do you expect Spencer Rattler to bounce back, maybe become a Heisman Trophy candidate again? Do you expect Caleb Williams to be a Heisman Trophy candidate now with the USC Trojans? Let me know in the comments. I could also mention Cameron Ward, who was the FCS Player of the Year last season. He has transferred to Washington State. How do you think he'll do in better competition? Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. Have a marvelous day.